This is Forest of Ash, Lesson 17, Symbols and Sigils. Symbols are used in magic and ritual to help us access deeper levels of energy and consciousness. If we look back to the very first lesson, you'll remember that we learned that our divine mind, higher self, gives us information through symbols in our dreams, which are interpreted by our psychic mind, our younger self. This system of communication also works the other way around. So, by the use of symbols, we can send messages to our divine minds. Let's have a look at some common symbols that are used in magic. The circle, a symbol of unity and completeness. The circle is perhaps one of the oldest and most common symbols used by witches and pagans. Having no beginning or end, it represents a cycle of life, death, and rebirth, and the turning of the wheel. We use the circle to create our sacred space and as a force for protection. Pentagram or pentacle. The pentagram has a very long history and can be found in most ancient cultures, from crude scratchings found in Neolithic caves to Sumerian texts. The symbol is believed to depict the passage of the planet Venus as she traverses across the sky, and so became to be the symbol of the goddess. In witchcraft and occult practice today, this symbol has come to be used as a symbol of protection and to represent the five elements: air, fire, water, and earth, with the fifth element being ether or spirit. Arwen. Arwen is a symbol used mainly in Druidry, and it means inspiration, meaning the divine inspiration of the bard for their music or their poetry, etc. The symbol shows three rays emanating from 3 points. These represent the triple aspect of deity and also the points at which the sun rises at the solstices and equinoxes. Is the triad of sunrises. The rays are surrounded here by the three circles of creation, and this is the symbol used by Obod, which is the order of bards, ovids, and druids. The Arwen symbol isn't simply inspiration, but rather inspiration of truth and living your truth. The three foundations of Arwen are the understanding of truth, the love of truth, and the maintaining of truth. Triquetra. Those who have watched the TV series Charmed will know this symbol very well. You will also find this symbol in some churches. It has come to represent the Holy Trinity by the Christian faith, but the symbol far predates Christianity. The exact origins and meaning of this symbol are not known, but today it is used to symbolize anything that has three aspects: the triple goddess, maiden, mother, and crone, the domains of earth, land, sea, and sky, the mind, conscious, subconscious, and divine, all three sisters on a TV show. You will notice that this symbol lies at the heart of three interlocking circles and is therefore also used as a symbol of protection. Spiral. Another symbol that has been found in rock carvings, it is believed to be a solar symbol representing the sun's passage in the sky over a 3-month cycle. It can also be viewed as the journey from our conscious mind moving inwards to our intuitive subconscious mind. Triskelion or triple spiral. As this symbol is composed of three interlocking spirals, it is closely related to the quetra. I won't get that out. The image of the Triskelion could be found at the New Grange site in Ireland and is thought to represent reincarnation, the mother goddess, interconnectedness, and possibly pregnancy. The sun's movement draws a spiral every 3 months, and so the triple spiral represents 9 months. The next symbols pretty much speak for themselves and can be used to focus on the attributes of the element, planet, or astrological energies. the cross. So you might be wondering what a Christian cross is doing in a witchcraft lesson. Well, the cross hasn't always been associated with Christianity and is perhaps one of the most ancient human symbols used by many cultures and religions. The sun cross or Odin's cross. This is another symbol that has been found in cave art and is believed to mark the seasons and the sun's points, that the solstices and equinoxes. It is also believed by some that the sun cross combined with the Christian cross gave birth to the Celtic cross, a sort of melding of the two symbols to make a new, more tolerable one for the Celtic peoples, maybe. Celtic crosses are usually very elaborate, covered in knotwork, and sometimes bearing Ogham inscriptions. The Egyptians used the anchor. The anchor is the Egyptian symbol of life and repeatedly appears in Egyptians' writings about rebirth. The symbols represents the feminine, the circle, and the masculine is the cross, and the arrangement of the two simply imply creative power and fertility. Swastika. The swastika was used in Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism as a sacred symbol to bring luck and fortune. The word swastika came from the Sanskrit word svastika, meaning any lucky or auspicious object, and in particular a mark made on persons and things to denote auspiciousness. The symbol now has a stigma about it after being adopted by Adolf Hitler as the symbol for the Nazi Party, although they used it in the opposite facing left aspect. Brigid's Cross. Thought to be an adaptation of the sun wheel, as Brigid is a solar deity. Brigid's crosses are traditionally made from reeds at Imbolc and hung around the house for protection. Witch's Knot. Originally used as sympathetic charm to protect against witches, the outward half circles deflect harm, has now come to be used by modern witches to protect against the magic of another witch. Cetogram or fairy star. A symbol used by followers of fairy traditions of witchcraft. The seven-pointed star also represents the sacredness of the number, 7 days of the week, 7 planets, etc. And on the lesson PDF, there are words and images for other symbols. So we have the elements, air, earth, water, and fire. We have the astrological symbols of Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. We also have symbols for the planets, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Earth. Sigils. Sigils are a personal way of drawing a magical symbol and will be unique to you, and each one will be different depending on what you want to bring in. You will need a piece of paper for this and a pen. First, you need an intent and a phrase that sums up your intended outcome. It might be, I am prosperous and successful, or I am financially stable and debt-free. Keep it positive and simple. I like to work with draw money to me. We will use the letters of the phrase to create the sigil, but we need to simplify it first by removing all the vowels and any letters that are duplicated. Once you have done with that, then you end up with D, R, W, M, N, Y, and T. Now you need to grab a pen and paper and draw the letters. You can draw them one on top of another, or you can space them out, linking them together. Be guided by your intuition and be as creative or as simple as you want. Create a pleasing image using the letters. Once you have done that, your sigil is complete. Your intent is in the letters, so you can bury it in the earth, burn it in the fire, or wash it away in water. Whatever works for you. This will release the energy into the universe and kickstart the sigil magic. Magic circle. This spell uses the letters of the alphabet and a statement as we used in the sigil. This time we add in the magic of a circle. Circles have their own magical energy, and in this case can work as a continuous, never-ending cycle of magic to keep the money rolling in. You will need a piece of paper and a pen. Start by writing out your request. Let's use the same one as before, draw money to me. You can use the phrase complete, or you can remove the vowels and any duplicated letters. So again, you would end up with D, R, W, M, N, Y, and T. Now you need to draw a circle on the paper. I find it easier to trace around the base of a glass or a cup. Next, write the alphabet around the inside edge of the circle. Now draw a line connecting the first letter of your shortened phrase to the second letter. So you would draw a line from D to R, and then you draw a line from the R to the W, and continue until you've connected all the letters. What you have now created is a money draw sigil. You may like to say a chant to kickstart the magic. Say, never-ending energy, magic of the circle round, bring prosperity and money to me. This magic is now bound. You can burn the paper, bury it in the earth, or wash it away to release the energy. Or you could draw the shape of the sigil on the inside of your purse or wallet to keep the money flowing through it. Magic tip. Add an extra boost of energy to your money magic by writing your sigils or petitions in a green or gold pen, green for prosperity and gold for abundance. Planetary squares. The next way to create a sigil is slightly less creative but more scientific. Neither method is more successful, but each method will appeal to different people. Before we start, you need to know what a planetary square is. A planetary square, sometimes known as a magic square or kamar, is a grid of numbers that relate to a particular planet and its mathematical calculations. The sum of each row is always equal to the sum of each column. I think they look a bit like Sudoku games. The energies of these squares have been used for thousands of years in the Middle East, China, and even India. They have been made popular by Western occult traditions, who use them to evoke and control all sorts of nasties. We're not interested in that bit, but rather harnessing the energy of the planet which the square relates to. For those people that are into their science, the mathematical calculations are based on the Kabbalah and the number associated with each planetary sephora on the tree of life. In the chart below, you will see that the planet's number dictates the number of columns and rows within the square. The square of the planet's number gives the amount of numbers within that square. The sum gives the total value of the square if you add every number together, and the final column is the sum of the square divided by the planet's number. This is also the value of each column, row, and in most cases the diagonals too. And you will see on the lesson PDF that we have the square. I'm just glad that the ancients worked all that out for us, as I think it would give me a migraine, and I've been known to be a bit of a geek. Below are samples of each planet's square for your use, and on the lesson PDF there is a sun square, a moon square, Mercury, Venus square, a Mars square, a Jupiter square, which is a bit smaller than the others, and a Saturn square, which is the smallest of all. The first thing we need to do is to pick the planetary square that best relates to our intent. If we use the work presentation as an example again, a good planet to use would be Mercury for communication and mental abilities, etc. Instead of a whole phase for this sigil, we're only going to use one word, otherwise the sigil can look too complicated. A word we could relate to given a good presentation could be projection. The next step is turning our word into its numerological equivalent. The best way is to use the chart that's on the PDF. So the prediction becomes 7961532965. Obviously that will make sense once you have a look at the lesson PDF. Next, you need to lay a sheet of paper over the square and trace your word moving in one continuous line from number to number. So you'll start your line as a circle and finish with a line, as in the example below. And again, you will see by the lesson PDF, there is a sample of this working. There you have your sigil. This can be added to a talisman, or the paper can be put into a spell pouch, your purse, burnt as a petition, or the sigil can be carved into a candle. Possibilities are endless. Planetary seals. You have seen that by using the magic square system, you can bring the energy of the planet into your magic. But what about blocking that energy? Well, that is possible by the use of a planetary seal. This is a sigil drawn over the magic square that uses all the numbers within that square. See the diagrams below on the lesson PDF for how to draw each one. Why would you need to block the energy of a planet? Well, let's just say that Mercury is in retrograde. Now, many people are affected strongly by this event. Some say that the energy of the retrograde planet can interfere with anything to do with communication and travel. Now add the fact that your boss wants you to do a presentation at the next managers meeting. You can't reschedule, so you just use a planetary seal to get you through it. Just remember that this will block out all of the planet's energy. And on the lesson PDF, we have a sun seal, moon seal, one for Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. Homework. 1. Pick a symbol from the lesson material and see if you can find it in the natural world. 2. Find a symbol not in the lesson material and research it and report your findings. 3. Design 2 spells using a different sigil method in each and describe the process from beginning to end. Include a photograph of each of your finished sigils. Homework for each lesson should be emailed to your mentor, Nestle Heather, support@kitchenwitchhearth.net. And Rachel has a YouTube playlist entitled Sigils.